Most people avoid the cold like the plague. They pile on layers, turn up the heat, and shiver at the thought of an icy wind. But there's one man who doesn't just survive in the cold, he thrives in it. His name is Wim Hof, and he's not your average human. Dubbed the Iceman, he's climbed Mount Everest wearing only shorts, run a marathon in the Arctic Circle barefoot, and sat submerged in ice for nearly 2 hours without freezing to death. Scientists have tried to explain him, doctors have studied him, and yet he keeps doing the impossible. This isn't just a story about surviving the cold. It's about mastering the body, defying limits, and tapping into a power you might not even know you have. What makes Wim Hof tick? How does his body resist the elements? And more importantly, what can we learn from him to level up our own lives? Buckle up, because this isn't just a deep dive into a person, it's an awakening. From grief to greatness, the origin story. Wim Hof wasn't born a superhero. He was just a regular guy from the Netherlands. But tragedy often awakens something powerful in people. In 1995, Hof's wife, who battled severe mental health issues, took her own life, leaving him to raise their 4 children alone. The grief was overwhelming. He needed an outlet, a way to process the pain. One winter morning, he felt an inexplicable pull toward a frozen canal. Without thinking, he stripped down and plunged into the icy water. Instead of feeling pain, he felt clarity, peace, a silence his mind hadn't known in months. That moment sparked a journey. Cold exposure wasn't just physical, it was mental. It gave him control over his emotions, his breath, and his focus. What started as a coping mechanism became a full-blown mission to push the boundaries of the human body and mind, and to share what he learned with the world. Pain might have broken him, but the cold rebuilt him. The science behind the superhuman. People used to say Wim Hof was a freak of nature, that he was born with rare genes or some secret ability. But then scientists started studying him, and what they found blew their minds. In 2011, researchers at Radboud University put Wim in a lab to study his immune system. They injected him with a dead strain of E. coli, something that should have triggered fever, nausea, and headaches. Instead, nothing happened. He fought off the reaction completely. And when they trained others in his method, they got the same results. That changed everything. Suddenly, Wim wasn't just a stuntman, he was a pioneer. His breathing techniques and cold exposure training were allowing people to consciously influence their autonomic nervous system, something doctors believed was impossible. This meant reducing inflammation, boosting immunity, and even improving mental health. Wim's message was clear: what I can do, you can do. It wasn't about being special, it was about unlocking what's already inside you. The Wim Hof method: breath, cold, and mindset. At the core of Wim Hof's philosophy is the Wim Hof method, a combination of 3 pillars: breathing, cold exposure, and commitment. The breathing technique involves deep, rhythmic inhales and exhales, almost hyperventilation, followed by breath retention. This oxygenates the body, raises alkalinity, and alters your physiology. People report feeling euphoric, focused, and even pain-free. Cold exposure. That's where the transformation deepens. Ice baths, cold showers, snow walks. It's about training your mind to stay calm in extreme discomfort. The third pillar, commitment, is the glue. Wim says you have to choose to go beyond comfort. That's where growth lies. Combined, these elements rewire how your body handles stress, builds resilience, and connects mind to body in ways most of us forget even exist. The best part, it's free. No equipment, no supplements, just your breath, your body, and a willingness to go deeper. Wim's not trying to sell you hype. He's showing you how to tap into a biological system most people never touch. Climbing mountains in shorts. Most people train for months to climb a mountain, and even then, they bring gear, layers, oxygen, the works. Wim Hof, he climbs in shorts. Literally, he summited Mount Kilimanjaro in 28 hours, wearing nothing but shorts and shoes. He attempted Everest the same way, turning back only due to a foot injury, not the cold. He ran a half marathon in the Arctic Circle barefoot. These aren't just stunts, they're proof that the body can adapt to extreme environments. But here's what makes it even more mind-blowing. He trains other people to do it too. He's taken groups up frozen mountains, all in minimal clothing, and they don't get frostbite. Why? Because it's not just about the cold, it's about the mind. Hof says the cold is his teacher. It reveals truth, eliminates distractions, and shows you who you really are. When you stand half naked on a snowy mountain at -20 degrees, there's no faking anything. Mental mastery and the power of belief. Wim Hof often says, "You are stronger than you think you are." But he doesn't just say it, he proves it, again and again. Through freezing water, through breath control, through pain. And the secret behind it all, belief. Not in something magical, not a guru, but in yourself. Hof believes most people are trapped by their own minds, addicted to comfort, fearful of pain, and disconnected from their own potential. His methods force you to confront that. When you voluntarily step into discomfort, like an ice bath, you teach your nervous system that stress doesn't have to control you. That's powerful. Imagine carrying that mindset into your daily life. Suddenly, traffic doesn't bother you. Deadlines don't crush you. Fear doesn't paralyze you. That's what Wim is really offering, freedom. The cold is just the mirror. You face it and you realize, you've been powerful all along. The world just conditioned you to forget it. Healing chronic illness and trauma. Beyond stunts and science, something deeper is happening with the Wim Hof method. People are healing. Chronic inflammation, autoimmune disorders, PTSD, depression, anxiety. Wim's method is helping people reclaim their lives. How? By influencing the autonomic nervous system. This system regulates everything you don't consciously control: heart rate, digestion, immune response. Most therapies don't touch it. Wim's method does. Cold exposure reduces systemic inflammation. Breathwork alters blood pH and oxygen levels, and mental focus breaks patterns of fear and stress. Thousands of testimonials now pour in from around the world. People saying things like, "I finally feel alive again." What's more incredible is that Hof himself has experienced this. He says the cold helped him grieve his wife's death. The breath helped him reconnect to joy. He's not preaching theory. He's sharing lived experience. Wim Hof's real superpower. It might not be cold resistance. It might be his ability to wake people up from numbness and teach them to feel again. Ever wonder what your body is truly capable of? If someone told you that you could strengthen your immune system, control your stress, and feel more alive than ever, just by breathing and embracing the cold, would you try it? Wim Hof is living proof that it works. The critics and the controversy. Not everyone's a fan. Some doctors, scientists, and skeptics have criticized Wim Hof's claims. They say it's dangerous, or that his methods aren't for everyone. And yes, it's not magic. Ice baths without proper training can be risky. Breath holding should always be done safely. Wim himself has acknowledged this and always insists, listen to your body. But here's the thing. The scientific community is starting to come around. Peer-reviewed studies have confirmed that his method can influence inflammation, cortisol levels, and immune function. The real controversy? It's not that Wim's method doesn't work, it's that it challenges what we thought was possible. For decades, we believed the autonomic nervous system was beyond conscious control. Wim Hof smashed that belief. And that scares people, because if one man can rewrite biology, what else have we misunderstood? The legacy of the Iceman. Wim Hof isn't just building a brand, he's building a movement. He's taught millions through workshops, retreats, and his online courses. Athletes use his method to recover faster. CEOs use it to manage stress. Everyday people use it to reclaim their health. And at the core of it all is this unshakable message: nature is not our enemy, it's our ally. Hof wants to reconnect humanity to the natural world, to remind us that cold, breath, and stillness aren't punishments, they're pathways. His legacy won't just be the records or the research, it'll be the people he awakened. Wim Hof wants the world to know, you don't need pills for everything. You don't need a guru. You have the tools. They're inside you. He just hands you the key. So what's the real takeaway here? Wim Hof isn't here to impress you with how long he can sit in ice. He's here to inspire you to stop playing small, to stop believing that you're fragile, to stop living numb and start living fully. Because if he can climb a mountain in shorts, you can definitely take that first cold shower. Let's ask the big question. Are you ready to become superhuman? Not by lifting cars or flying through the air, but by mastering your own biology, by taking control of your breath, your mind, and your fears. If Wim Hof can teach his body to do the impossible, why can't you?